Howdy everybody, it's Amy here from Amy's Sparkly Diamond Painting. How are you doing? It is Black Friday today, so hopefully you survived your Thanksgiving. We did here. I didn't get a video out last night. I do apologize for that because I was planning on trying to do daily videos this week, but we did a full traditional Thanksgiving dinner with my kids being home because they work for Walmart, and Walmart is luckily now closed all day for Thanksgivings. So that gave us a chance to spend the whole evening together eating and doing board games and stuff like that. So I didn't get a video out, but hopefully I'll get a couple out today. Now you're probably wondering about this box showing this address. Well, this box is from Dreamstitch, and they recycled and reused an old box. So this isn't even about me here on this label, so it's okay. So this came to me today, and I wanted to do a Dreamstitch cross-stitch unboxing because I owe them one. And what happened was I got a few items in for product review, and I created all the pieces of the video, and then when I went to clean my phone out a couple days ago to make room for more videos, I accidentally deleted them. So I'm going to have to redo my Dreamstitch PR package order. But in the meantime, this came in today, and it's also from Dreamstitch. So I'm gonna put this up for now and then hopefully redo the other one. It's not quite the same when you go through things a second time because you've seen them and they're not packaged as neatly and all that, but we'll give it a shot as a redo. But otherwise, we got this box. This was my own purchase from Dreamstitch. One of these items is for my sister for part of her Christmas present, so we might peek at that one at the end. I don't think she watches my videos, so I think we're safe. But we have several goodies in here, so let's just get to it. So don't worry about the box. It was actually covered in white plastic packaging when it arrived to me, so the box made it just fine. So look at all those goodies in there. That's why I wanted to jump right into this one. Usually they put your smaller kits in some sort of cool bag, and I think they're all really collectible for us in this part of the world because we don't see these bags. So since I do some junk journaling, I really like to see those. So we have that kit, or those kits in the bag. We have a Mona Lisa type beach scene one there. We have a Painting Fairy Van Gogh style. We have a little Year of the Horse cross stitch there, and we have a couple of smaller goodies. We have all our toolkit stuff, and then we have this giant one here at the bottom. That's the one for my sister. So that's what's in the box. Quite a bit there. So we can just grab some of these here. We can look at the toolkit first because they are a little bit different. So Dreamstitch will sell Painting Fairy stuff as well as other brands. I love Dreamstitch because you can find such a variety of things on there. I still purchase from Painting Fairy, of course, and 5-stitch. I cannot find the opening of this. Okay, here's our toolkit. Anyway, I still shop and am an affiliate for 5-stitch and Painting Fairy, but I do still like to place orders with Dreamstitch because I love the variety of things that they have there and the really cool toolkits that we get. So we get the Band-Aid stuff, the bobbins, nice pair of scissors, some good needles, and lots of finger protectors there. So their toolkits are just a little bit bigger than some of the others, but I won't try to open that. Let's see what we have here. So I like these mini kits, and there are more and more of these becoming available to us that are dimensional. And see, more goodies. I always find surprise goodies from Dreamstitch. So these are the pens that you can mark on your Ida cloth with. They are heat pens, so when you get them hot, the ink goes away. So those are really good to use for counted cross stitch, and these are counted cross stitch. So, and if you're wondering about the goodies, if you read the top of each web page for each company, you'll get a list of what's typically included in the toolkit part. So this is, I wish the picture was a little bit bigger. It is a little floral magnet. Let's see, maybe we can open it up here. So there you see it's a vase with flowers. I'm not going to show the whole kit there, but this is a counted kit. So we have, hard to tell the number of colors because they're jumping around here when you get to the blends, but there's single colors, there's blends, there's French knots it looks like, and back stitch, and I'm not sure, that may be a half stitch. We'll have to look this one up. And then beads on them. So really, really cute. It looked in the picture like, yeah, there's some of the purple beads, like there's a little spring that you do to attach, like that little butterfly that's off to the side. It's somehow attached on there. I'm not completely sure. We'll have to look at that. But we have the magnet, we have the plastic canvas and the fuzzy backing for it all in there. We have a beading needle as well as a couple of regular needles. And then we have all our colors of floss here. It looks like, well, I don't want to untie it all, but it looks like 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, looks like about 18 different colors here. But this one, not too many. And it's not very big, so I like these little snack size kits there. So there's one of them. And then the other one looks like that. So we have some little pansies, I believe. So we'll just take a quick look here. So there are the colors. And it looks like about 24 different colors there. A few more colors on that one. But I don't think there's much to see with the pattern, so I may just leave that in there. So they have several of those particular kits, but I think they're really cute. So, and this one I picked out because I don't have a You're the Horse. Actually, I may have the full set of Spring brand, but this was a different brand here, and I thought it was really, really cute. So this is the K Simple. So it's KS brand, but a little bit simpler, I guess. Not quite as fancy, not quite as expensive either. So let's see what we have here. We have our book here, and I did pick 11 count on this one. So it would be nice and big because it's really kind of a small pattern there. It's only 4 pages. And it's only 32 colors of full stitch and then some back stitch over there, looks like. A little bit of the pattern. There is a fair amount of back stitching, it looks like. And we got some KS needles in here. That's cool. Move those out of the way. Let's look here. We've got the stuff to keep it dry. Isn't that cute? Very, very simple stitch here. So 130 by 120 for the stitch count. This is, again, 11 count. You got your symbols everywhere except for the back stitch because they didn't print the back stitch on here. So you don't have the symbols for that. So first you do the cross stitch and you do the back stitch over the top using the pattern, and then you wash it. And this border looks like about 2 to 2.5 inches around each side. So you can still get that on a frame pretty easily. So really easy to read symbols there. I don't think I'll have any trouble with that one. He's pretty cute. And color-wise, it looks like oranges everywhere. So we do have 2 floss cards here, and we do have the Chaos branding on here. So this is colors 1 through 27, it looks like, and then 28 through 35 over here. So, very, very pretty. And a little bit simpler, but yet still the quality of the Chaos brand, because they do use cotton floss as well. Okay, let's see. We all want to look at another painting fairy here. And there's needles in here. It's like doing a needle hunt. Here we go. I got some more needles. We'll go with our little pins here. And here is our pattern, hopefully without the glare. This is Van Gogh's Series of Green Trees. So it did, of course, have the Van Gogh look to it. I'm going to undo the staples here. In this first page, we have all the symbols grouped by the same type. Makes it a little bit easier to compare them and figure out what's what. So, looks pretty clear. Then we have everything just listed in order, and I see 53 different single colors and then 6 blends there of 1 strand of each. And I don't think there are any backstitch or anything like that. This is just a full coverage, only cross stitch piece. So let's see how it looks. Of course, the floss here is going to be a lot of green, green and yellow, with our little pink bow on there. Let's see how the painting fairy printing looks. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So this is 14 count is what I picked, 210 by 210 for the stitch count. So not too terribly big, but a lot of complicated stuff going on there. For all the swirls and everything and all those colors. It's pretty confetti heavy there. But hopefully you can see that the symbols are still very easy to read. There's just going to be lots of them. So 59, they fit all on the side here. That's actually not as bad as some of their other kits. But definitely got lots of green here, but it looks manageable. I don't think this will be too difficult. So that is our canvas. Looks like enough border all the way around. And it is serged. Again, just a quick look here at all our colors. Looks like 2 floss cards, so 1.5 are being used. Yeah, that's quite a few colors there. So that's that kit. Let's see what's next. How about, I'm gonna have to put those back in the box for a minute. That'll work. Because we're getting bigger and bigger here with our kits. Here's our next one here, and the needle hunt continues. So here's more needles. All sorts of needles to try here. So here is this kit. It is a Mona Lisa. So a little bit simpler, and I'm not sure what count. Usually I pick 11. This looks like a 9 count is what I picked. So 60 by 75. And we have a separate key, which makes things a little bit easier here. And we have our pattern, a very, very tiny print. Hopefully you don't need that. Because if you're buying 9 count, chances are you can't see as well. And so having a pattern that tiny is kind of not very useful for trying to read it, but here's what we have. I'm trying to not mess up the floss too much because they did use these kind of cards which just have the little slits on them. Not the biggest fan of them, but they usually also repeat them to get enough floss in there based on the count. So like this card is 1 through 24. There are 2 of them. No, there are 3 of them. There. And then 25 through 48, we have 3 of those. And then 49 through 55, we have 3 of those. So what I like to do with these kind of cards is combine them all onto one and use floss drops instead of these because they tear so easily. But that is what the thread looks like. Beautiful colors here. Very, very bright colors and lots of them. So normally Mona Lisa is a little bit lower on the color count, but this one actually sounds pretty good here with close to 60. And it's going to be big because it's 9 count. There we go. Whew. So yes, 60 by 75, so 177 by 230 for the stitch count. Typically you get a little bit smaller borders on these, but the price is a whole lot cheaper than some of the others. But there is the printing. 9 count, should be pretty easy to read. It does look kind of messy right now, but that's because it is a landscapey piece here, so we do have a lot going on. There are a lot of stuff going on basically. So we do have another needle hiding there. So that is that one. That's for those days when you just don't want to squint. But we do have the printed key, which also makes things a bit easier. But trying to put these back is another story. So we'll just kind of fold it for now. Okay, so that's that one. Let's see what's in our baggie here. So here's our cute little bag. We'll save that. More needles. So I did get some counted cross stitch here beyond just the little ones, and so I got more goodies here. See that? So read the top of each page and it'll tell you what comes with kits. Some say you have to buy like 2 or 3 of the same brand to get some of the bigger goodies here, but we have more needles. Those look a little bit smaller than the other package. And we have a couple floss cards here. And we have a whole big set there of the pencils that you can write on your fabric, so called friction pens. So these are a few different ones I picked out from KK Counted. That's a brand that they have there. This is a 14 count of postage stamps that I thought was really cool. Now there's less to look at with counted cross stitch, but we can at least see the number of colors and all that good stuff. But there's no fabric stamp to look at. So we'll just take a quick peek here. So we do have the pattern. There is, of course, back stitch. This is kind of a winter scene. I'm hoping they show or come up with some of the other seasons as well. So we have 2 floss cards here, 61 different colors with a lot of white in it. And of course, blank fabric that's kind of that tan color. So that's that one. And I like these that have lots of little pieces because they're little milestones, so you can stitch each one individually if you prefer. Use your own fabric. Okay, then I found this. It's a pretty castle there, and this is one of the things I might send my sister because she really loves castles and the color purple. So I may leave this one in here, and you can see not as many colors here. You can see it all right there. So 29 different colors, and I don't really see any back stitch. It's not very big, 121 by 164 for the stitch count there. So there's that one. And then I picked this one here. It's a grapes bell pull. So that pattern has been around for a while. I have some grapes coasters that are needlepoint that I've been working on. They show up in one of my whip parades. But this one is 14 count, 70 by 303. And we have only 33 colors, not too bad. They're on an off-white piece of Ida cloth. So that's that one. Okay, finally the big one. So let's see if we have more needles. I'm not sure that we will find more in here, but this is another brand here. This is huge. So you've probably seen this image. Yeah, okay, it was Painting Fairy. I've seen several brands do this one, so couldn't remember which brand I got, but we do have, of course, more needles. That's been fun. I think every project has had needles hiding in it somewhere. That's pretty cool. But this is the Rivendell castle image. A lot of different companies have done this one with different numbers of colors and all that stuff. So I wanted to get a good one for my sister that had plenty of colors and was actually legible, because some of them with fewer colors, this just shows up as a dark blob here. You don't see the details of the hill there that you do on this one, but beautiful, beautiful. And they do call it Rivendell on here. So I'll show you. I have to undo this carefully so I can package it back in. They do use the separate little envelope for the pattern so you can keep it together. But this one has 3 different pages here of symbols. I was afraid it was going to have a lot of symbols here. So some might find the fewer colors a little bit easier to do because it's less to keep up with and less confetti. Boy, 3 pages just to list out the colors. So we got 1 through 64 of single color, and then everything after that is a blend all the way up to number 216. There are no special stitches, only cross stitch. It is a full coverage piece there. You can see how much confetti there is in this one with so many colors. I'm gonna try not to mess that up too much. So let's look at this canvas here, because even at a small count, which I believe I did pick a small count for, at 18 count, it's still huge. So if you've ever contemplated this one, I do recommend you get one of the higher color ones, but just keep in mind it's going to be huge even at smaller counts. So this is 18 count, and look at how big it is. We've got it upside down here, but I've got my drink in the way. I don't want to mess up my fabric already. Okay, so this is right side up. Lots of border on this one. This one you'd want to probably stitch in a frame, which my sister does have one here. So we're gonna try to navigate this thing where I can show you the top a little bit, because that's where a lot of the information is here. So it is Painting Fairy, 950 by 567 is the stitch count there. And this one is 18 count, so there you can see the teeny tiny symbols And with over 200 colors, the symbols are gonna be very interesting. I'm gonna have quite a few different ones to try to decipher. So my sister's eyes are a little bit better than mine, but she's also already had cataract surgery, but she doesn't have the same retina issues that I have, so she should be able to see 18 count, and that will keep the size of this thing manageable, because I can't imagine it at a bigger count, because this is already so huge. There, you can see the bottom finally there. So yeah, if you've looked at and considered the Rivendell one, I do recommend you get one with a lot of colors, but there are a few different companies out there. I have bought one. I was going to give it to my sister last year for Christmas, but it came in and I looked at it and it just wasn't good enough. So I did not give it to her because that one had color problems. It was one of the Huacon or Yishu brands, and it only had like 18 colors and just did not look nearly as good. It didn't have the details. So as far as the threads go, got lots of them. I'm going to keep this sealed, but you can see the nice big bow there. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least. Looks like 5 or 6 different gloss cards in there. And one last look there at the image. So that was my Dreamstitch order that I have to share with you. Of course, some of this is now going to be on its way to another place. And trying to get that back in there without messing it up. There we go. So, some goodies to send off. So that's what I have for you today. Don't forget to check out Dreamstitch. I don't have a discount code, but they have a lot of Black Friday sales going on right now. But check out their variety of items, because beaded cross stitch as well as all the different brands are there, and that's why I like to still shop there, because they have so much to see and get. So this order came pretty quick too, probably about 2.5 weeks, so things are speeding up again. They may slow down though after everybody's doing their online shopping, so a lot of packages will be moving around. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you later.